Since 2011 to what remains of 2019, there's been a lot of great fighters playing their trade. Which one to you, Dre, defines this decade?
I mean, you got to have Floyd Mayweather in the mix. You got to have him in the conversation. But I'm going to go a direction that I typically don't go, at least publicly. I feel like my name got to be in the hat.
It is in there. It should be.
Now, whether it's chosen or whatever the case may be, that's a different story. But I'm big on not just names on records, but prime names. And I feel like from 2011 until, till now, like, and even though I've been retired a couple years, like,
Can I rattle some off?
I got prime
Well, there's
names
one
on
way
the
to
record.
resolve
Super
that.
Six, it
prime
was
names on the record.
Abraham, Froch, Dawson, Kovalev twice. I mean, they were all killers at
I'm
the
just
time.
saying.
I think that we can resolve this easily
How's that?
if he fights Canelo.
That'll be next decade, though. That'll be going for the next decade.
That's the next
We can
decade.
grandfather it in.
But Canelo did have an 18-1-1 record, won titles in 4 weight classes. But who's your fighter of the decade?
Mayweather. Nobody shaped the landscape or the business of boxing more than Mayweather. I don't think that there's a PBC without Mayweather. No one had more impact on the commerce, on pay-per-view, on any of that stuff. I don't think it's all positive. I think that the unfortunate legacy of Mayweather's career, it's not his fault, unless you want to make that argument, is this overemphasis on your undefeated record. But I don't think that you can look at the decade and say that Floyd wasn't the most consequential fighter.
Fighter of the decade, he's a 40-year-old, still fighting, has to be Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I mean, that guy.
Honestly,
have Manny in there, too.
I have to say Manny Pacquiao. I do agree with Andre Ward that his resume sticks out.
Yeah.
But Manny Pacquiao is probably, he's fought everybody.
I mean, I
And
look
he's
at
still
the list.
fighting.
Mosley, Marquez, yourself, Vargas, Matisse,
Yes.
Broner, and
Yes.
just recently Thurman. I mean, that guy has taken on every
challenge.
Let me say this about Floyd real quick, to your point, Mark. People don't understand that it's one thing when you're not supposed to win. That's a certain level of pressure. But when you're supposed to win and you're carrying the whole event on your shoulders like Floyd has over the last decade, it's a lot of pressure.
Right.
And when you're fighting guys like Robert Guerrero and Canelo Alvarez, like at his age, he's slightly past his prime, even though he's still very, very good with a high IQ.
Right.
It's a lot of pressure to deal with. You got to give Floyd a lot of credit for that.
I don't think that he gets enough credit
Of course not.
for the Canelo win.
Yeah.
The history of boxing is good young guys beat good old guys. That's
Passing
not
of
what
the
happened there.
torch.
Also, he was fighting a much bigger fighter. I understand that Canelo didn't
put
have
a
the
weight class.
experience.
Can't say, he had 40-something fights. Man.
He put a weight clause.
Hey, I
so
don't
the-
think that Floyd gets enough props. for that.
21
But the
years
same
old
thing
baby.
Canelo Alvarez's team complained about, the weight stipulations.
But
What is
that's
he doing now?
That's the knock on him. He's the A side now, and he dictates, and that's one of the unfortunate legacies that will happen and that will be attributed to Floyd because he was a big moneymaker. And when you're selling 4 million pay-per-views, you do get to set the rules. And unfortunately, that's not the heart of boxing. But great candidates here for fighter of the decade, and we got one sitting right here.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.